Hey everyone, we're working on a one-page business plan together. This video we're going to focus on sales channels and marketing activities. These are so important to the day-to-day operations of a business, but they're great to think about even if you're in a very early or startup stage. And if you're in an up and running business, they're still great to think about from a planning perspective, how you might grow or expand your business. So let's dig in. One thing before we get started on both of these sections is that I see a lot of business owners, entrepreneurs, get these sections a little confused, a little blurry of a line between the two of them. So let me help define what we're talking about from a broad perspective. Sales channels are simply the manner in which your customers exchange money for your goods or services. How do they do it? By what means? Do they procure their funds, hand you the money over the counter, submit that form online, and complete that sale? While marketing activities, on the other hand, are how they discovered that they could exchange money for your product or service in the first place. How did they get to know that you existed from the start? And that's the way to think about the marketing side of things. Now, there is a point where those two meet in the middle, and we'll talk about that at the end. Let's talk about the sales channels first. In some ways, this is a little bit easy, and some businesses tend to think that this is actually super simple. If I'm a corner store and all of my sales occur across a counter by putting cash in a register, then you may indeed only have a single sales channel. But for contemporary businesses, it's so true that a lot of us have complex business models or multiple sales channels. So yes, if you're a bar owner and you do most of your transactions in cash across a counter, then that is one sales channel. But if you also sell hats and t-shirts online on your website, that is another sales channel. And if you sell coffee during the day or early in the morning, I don't know what you all are up to. Maybe you allow them to pay via some online method. Anyway, as you develop all of these different sales channels, you really start to describe the business model. Keep in mind that there is room for innovation in business model only, and a lot of times that happens within this sales channels and marketing section. So do describe the depth of your understanding of how you might actually interact with these customers. Moving on, the difference again between sales channels and the marketing activities. When we talk about marketing, we want to describe how people got to know your brand. How did they discover you exist? How did they find out where your store location is so that they could participate in those sales channels? Now, the marketing activities, a lot of business owners can go on for hours and hours. So the goal here is actually to be quite brief. I'm sure some of you know that there are blogs and classes and marketing firms that'll charge you millions of dollars to tell you how complicated this world is. But for most business owners, this falls into a few succinct and focused categories. Perhaps you're an expert in social media and you might want to include different channels that you work in. Perhaps you know that your storefront, which you pay a lot of rent for, is in fact a great marketing activity because people walk by it all the time and walk right in. Perhaps you intend to actually work on a word of mouth campaign. You want your customers to be so satisfied that they share that with their friends, and that's really your primary marketing goals. All three of those ideas and all of the vast number of other ideas are very different from each other and really express your business personality and your goals and your intentions for your business. So again, be succinct here. Make it a short list. Try to describe the elements that are part of your intended marketing campaign. And if you can, try to include some indication of the value or the ROI, the return on investment you might get from each of those different marketing activities. And then you're probably done with this section. Don't go on for 4 hours, 6 pages when it comes to these marketing activities. One of the greatest ways to understand the reason that we're doing this work and the benefit you can get out of it is by trying your best to write down what you know and then workshopping it over time and improving it. It's a very short piece of writing, so it should be very easy to revise as you continue to learn more, as you continue to refine your own ideas, and as you continue to learn from your target market, your customers, folks out there in the world. So as reality teaches you how your business plan can be better, come back and revise this. We've been talking about the marketing and the sales aspects of your business, a great place to express your personality, your intentions, your hopes and dreams, your goals. So put some work into this, and we'll see you next video.